good morning, everyone. My name is Frank Lavinia, and you can catch me at the following URLs. And I'm still working on my first cup of coffee, but I was able to, well, it's still going on right now. I'm training an LLM, and let me show you how I did it. I use something called InstructLab, which is a joint project of IBM, Red Hat, and MIT. And let me see if I can get my screen share going. Ooh, recursion. All right, here we go. It's like my own private wave. All right, so let's go here and we'll see. So what I did actually was a lot of what you don't see, I've already done. I am going to do a full live stream naturally once I'm fully caffeinated. But this is the URL that I followed. It's basically the open source AI workshop. And it goes through and various pre-work for the project. We basically download all these bits and pieces. Now I had done this because I was going to do it anyway. The hardware requirements, there's a Mac version and then there's a Linux version. Fret not, Windows folks. I'm going to see if I can get this working on WSL or Windows Subsystem for Linux. However, that would mean I'd have to justify getting a video card. Christmas is coming up. Anyway, what's happening here is you build a local AI Copilot, right? This shows you how to do that, how to build it. But what I'm really interested in is getting started with InstructLab. So you install this tool called iLab, and iLab basically works with synthetic data generation, and it will go and you initialize a project and you walk through it. Again, I will do a full-on thing here, but basically you download these various models. You can serve the model, you can chat with the model. I will do that right now. My CPU is pretty much fully cooking right now. And you create what's known as a Q&A file. And you basically give it some seed examples. And you say, this is about a pygmy hippopotamus. Okay. And basically you give us some context, right? You say, this Mudang is a pygmy hippopotamus, lives in a zoo in Thailand and became an internet sensation. You give it, 5 kind of sample questions. Who is Mudang? And you kind of answer it in slightly different language. And then what'll happen is, when was Mudang born? How was Mudang's name chosen? Right? These kind of basic questions. And then what happens is that the system will go through. The system will go through and generate thousands of questions. I think about a simple pipeline generates 1,000 questions. And these are JSON-L files, which if I can pull up VS Code, I can kind of shoot an example. VS Code app. All right, let's go here. I'm still getting my way around the Mac. What in the world? Code. There you go. So what actually created, this is a different setup. This is for a file that goes through and instead of the pig, it focuses on the Phoenix constellation. And I do have one that I'm actually cooking now. I made a simple one for Frank's World. So I want to see, how the site was made and all that sort of thing. So I have that. If I'm brave, let me see if I can find it. Do I want to save changes? No, hang on. I don't want to open a file. I want a folder. I want to open a file. Let's see. Knowledge. Save. Here we go. So this is all of my taxonomy. Now you'll notice that these are basically like a different implementation of the Dewey Decimal System, right? Don't worry about this for now. So I created one here, Technology Frank's World, and I have a Q&A.yaml file. And this is what I'm training on right now, right? So I kind of give it the context. Frank's World was launched on October 13th, 1995, beginning with some simple HTML files, blah, 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 right? Can I zoom in on this? How do I? All right. Well, hopefully you can see. And it basically asks, when and how did Frank's World originally launch and what was its purpose, right? And it kind of goes through these different questions. There's another context here about me. What is my role at Red Hat? Blah, blah, blah. And it goes through. Now, what should happen here is as it goes through, it actually did generate some synthetic data on that. And if I go back to that file, open recent should work, right? There we go. Do I want to allow? Yeah, open. All right, so this is trained on the Phoenix stuff. And you'll see these are the sample questions that are generated, right? Not quite 1,000, but there's actually multiple files involved. So here you go. So let's see if I can get creative here. Data sets. When was this? Yesterday at 4 o'clock. All right, let's see what this does. All right, so these are all related to this. You see, this is all related. These are the questions that are here. It's a JSON-L format, which Visual Studio Code does not immediately recognize as JSON into the formatting. But if you rename it to a .json file or copy it to a .json file, you can just do the formatting, fancy formatting thing. But in any case, what you then do, according to the instructions, is that you can go through and you then do, this will make the synthetic data, which is already done. And then you do model train, and that's the process I'm on now. I'm actually running on a Mac M3 chip, and which is why the machine is getting a little warm. And I ran this, and I'm curious to see how long it takes, but I was just so excited that on the first cup of coffee, not just finished the first cup of coffee, I was able to kick this off and get this going. So that is, I'm going to do, let me know in the comments below if you think you would be interested in seeing a live stream where we go more detail. Let's see. We can go into more detail about how to run this lab and all this. Maybe I'll do a virtual one. Who knows? We've given similar versions of this lab and in various events, Philadelphia, Dallas. Actually, a lot of these. I was only involved in Philly, Dallas, and New Jersey, and only the best places. Only the best places. But we're running these as part of Red Hat Summit Connects, which I think there's still a couple going on. I think APAC is getting the majority of them now. Most of the ones in North America and Western Europe, I think, have already happened. But definitely check it out. I should probably look at the calendar before I say anything like that. But I figured I would just at least show you how this works. And I'm literally, it said if I'm not on that Mac M3, it should take about an hour. I am on a Mac M3. I think it'll probably take about 30 minutes. I will let you know in subsequent comments on here, or maybe, just maybe, a stream later today. But with that in mind, I just wanted to show you all how easy it is to get started with InstructLab and how it is. So with that, I'm going to end the stream. And because of a glitch in the system this morning, I can't play the fancy outro. Or can I? There it is. You have a great day. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see next.